Bricktopian. Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. In today's video I will be reviewing LEGO Micro Ninjago City. This is a set that was redeemable from the reward center on the LEGO Insiders page, and it is to micro scale. You had to spend a total of 2,700 VIP points, or also known as Insiders points now, in order to get this. This set is valued at £15 in money terms. The measurements for this set are 16 centimeters high, 10 centimeters wide, and 8 centimeters deep. And it is based on the big modular version of Ninjago City. This time, instead of being on a 32 by 32 base plate though, it is on an 8 by 8 regular plate in dark grey. It is a 10 plus set and contains a total of 339 pieces, which in my opinion are put to good use. The set number is 40703, and there is, since the reveal and release of the set, also been a docs version of this, which can be attached to the side of it. Despite this set being micro scale, it does not include any of the statuette pieces, which are also known as nanofigs. I think that is kind of a miss, because the recently also released LEGO Insiders Grey Castle set did have nanofigs with it, and not only that, but they were printed too and exclusive. But this, despite also being from the Insiders Rewards page, does not include any. And they could have included some here. It would have just spiced up the model even more and added extra appeal and reason to get this. Despite that setback, I do think this set is really well done. And it captures all the essence of what it needs to. I really love how they managed to shrink everything down without losing too much of the prominent details. For example, this piece, which is a modified plate with a clip on, is used to represent the squid or octopus that is on the original build from a sign of the sushi shop. I think that with the parts that are available at the scale, that was actually quite a good move to use that. They've also represented the puffer fish with a Technic ball element. And some other things you may notice include the representation of the cherry blossom tree that comes out of one of the buildings using a white leaf as well as some pink flowers. One thing I'm not so keen on is how far up these parts stick, the railings that have the signs on, because in the original set they are below the floor of the second floor and stick up just a bit, but on this they're actually sitting on top of the second floor. But I think with the parts they had, this might have been one of the best ways to do it though. Another thing that they could have done is include stickers or prints for the signs, which would have at least added a nice bit of interesting flair. It's good how they still managed to represent the bridge section here at the bottom, although of course it is far more straightforward than on the big one. They couldn't really get the crab shape on the crab restaurant here, but I think they did well with what they had. One thing you will notice when building this, which you can't tell looking at the outside, is that inside that crab restaurant there is a single 1x1 round tile with the sushi print on it. They did also include a spare of that piece in this set. I find it strange though that they did that, considering this entire build is not removable by any of the floors, so you only know it's there once you've actually built it. But, you know, it's a fun little detail, I guess. I do think it's good, the sizing of this, because this set does fit with other microscale modular stuff, because they did do the microscale Creator Expert mini modular set back in 2012, and the buildings in that set are actually compatible with this. Not only does the size go, but they also have the Technic pins at the side to connect them together. Another thing that I don't like about this set is that on the side you can see that these gold pieces that are clipped on are actually behind this sand green section. They're clipped on at the back, whereas in the original set they are actually attached onto the green bit at the side here. So they are further back on this than the original. I know that would have been hard to do while not losing this curved shape of this section, but it's still something that kind of annoys me because it doesn't match the big one. But if you don't compare it to the big one, you probably won't notice that. Also, this round section here isn't hasn't got a hole that goes all the way through to the back. It's not like an open section, whereas on the big one it's just an open space that goes through, whereas on this one it's not. It's literally just a 2x2 round tile with a hole that's very shallow on the front of it. I think it's good that they kept with using 1x2 trans blue tiles though for the water, and the fact that they used a dark grey 8x8 plate as the very bottom does allow the colour to still match the big one when it shines through the water. The sidewalk is only one stud wide, but that is probably about accurate compared to the big one on the scale. And if you did have nanofigs in your collection, which weren't from this set, you could place them just about on some parts of the sidewalk, I think. This does include a little teeny tiny boat build, which uses literally 2 pieces. Just like the big set did include a boat. And funny, on the box of this set, it also says, "Boat does not float," in case you wanted to try attempting to float this thing, which is kind of hilarious. The box in general of this set, though, is a replica of the big version, and I thought that was a nice callback, especially when you think that this set was from the Lego Ninjago movie, not the Legacy line. So that theme is completely retired now. So that's really cool. It's cool how they've used these bricks to get a slight representation of the elevator at the back of the set, even if it doesn't look completely true to what it is. You have to be careful when moving this that the floors don't accidentally remove from each other, because they're not meant to do that, but because they are not held down that strongly on the first floor, it can sometimes happen where they come loose. The speakers are done pretty well, just using these little weird tile pieces that have like the little bumpy bit on the end. I forget what they're called, but they use those and just put them in a brick that's got studs on 2 of its sides, and that's great for the speaker. I think that's as good as they could have done considering the part constraints. But there's not really a lot else you need to say on this set, apart from perhaps that this curve is really well done and nice for this part of the roof. But yeah, I think this is good. I'm glad that they're doing 4 of these for each of the big Ninjago City sets. And I think the Gons will be the best because that's my favourite in the big one. But I don't know. I like this one here more than the Docks one, and I'm pretty confident it'll be better than the Markets one anyway. Because of the park constraints and just in general, I prefer this one to the Docks or the Markets anyway. But yeah, I don't think they really could improve this much apart from nanofigs. And yeah, a few prints around the signage here. But yeah, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Feel free to like, share and subscribe for more videos, and see you again in the next one. Goodbye.